This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities as hacking targets without permission. All content provided by this channel is meant for educational purpose only. To explain how everything works, we're gonna use a tool called Beef, and it's a browser exploitation framework. Now that tool contains some phishing links, and basically it contains some fake authentication pages, as a Google phishing page, or even we can create ours. Now sending those links to the target is the most interesting part and the sensitive ones, because we want to make the target click on the link and open it inside the browser. And since he do that, we're gonna take the control of his browser and we're gonna launch any kind of attacks we want. Now to simulate our attack, we're gonna suppose that the attacker and the victim connected on the same network. So we're gonna start by installing the tool, and we're gonna just launch the command beef xcss. It's gonna take some minutes though to be installed, and as you can see, like, it's super easy to install. We're gonna launch it right now. So here it's gonna ask about the credentials. So basically it's gonna give us a default credentials as a login beef, but you have to specify your own password. You can see here, like, the tool gonna just initiate and it's gonna just open by itself in the Firefox. And here all you have to do is just to use your default login, which is beef, and you have to specify your own password that you put during the installation. Here is it, we are inside the beef. So basically it's gonna offer some links, and you're gonna ask you if you want to just use the advanced link. So we're gonna take a look right now. If you're gonna click in that link, it looks like a legitimated page, nothing wrong about it, but if we're gonna back here to the beef and refresh the page, we're gonna find that it detected our browser, right? It detected our local machine. So right now, we don't want to really do that, right? We want to send that link to someone connected on the same network that we are connected on. That's why we're gonna need our IP address, right? And we're gonna just play with the link to make it accessible for someone else inside our network. And basically here we're gonna just back to the victim machine, and just imagine, basically if you're gonna access to that page from our IP, right? From the attacker IP, it just opened, right? Now here basically, the victim, it's not gonna be really detect that he just hooked, and we could access basically to his browser, right? So here, if you wanna just take a look, that we could access to the browser installed on a Windows machine, which is the victim. And we're gonna take a look here that we have a lot of information. I mean, it's not only about, an attack tool, it just also, can offer a lot of information like the plugins installed on the browser. So we're gonna have a lot of fun here. We're gonna launch some commands, and let's say that I want to just make a Google phishing on that browser, and we're gonna execute that command. We're gonna back to the victim right now, and we're gonna take a look. Here is it, right? It's the phishing page. And yeah, I mean, right here you can just see if someone just put his credentials or whatever. It's gonna after that take us to the Google login page, which is the normal one. But actually, if we're gonna take a look to our attack machine, and we're gonna find the result of the command, which contains actually the login that we put and the password of the victim. So we can have another basic commands. We can even redirect that browser to another website. Let's say that I want to just redirect that victim to the YouTube link, for example, and we have to make sure that always the victim opening the phishing link. Okay, so we're gonna just back right now to the attack machine, and we're gonna just put here kind of YouTube. If you want to just make that browser visit YouTube, we are obliging him to visit the page, So we're gonna take a look, and here is it. The YouTube, page. I mean, we can play with that. And actually, like, I have to specify another tricky thing. So this link looks like, okay, it's not that tricky enough, okay? So that's why we're gonna use another website that make us hide that link, you know? And we're gonna just basically make it short as possible and tricky as possible, okay? So if you're gonna just put that link that we generated right here, and we're gonna send to the victim and open it, it's gonna take us to the same phishing page that we are using it. And this is how Beef XCSS works in a nutshell. You know, it contains a lot of commands, and specifically it contains a lot of scripts that you can launch against the target browser, right? And you can even like collect a lot of information about the browser. You can even redirect the victim to another tricky websites, and from there you can steal some credentials. And by the way, we're gonna have a webinar next Sunday in SecretSafe platform, and we're gonna talk about hacking Linux basics. It's gonna be a free webinar and totally certified. So I'm gonna leave the link in the description so you can register from there. So I hope guys that you enjoyed that video, and don't forget, if you have any questions or if you have any things that you're interested about for the next video, just put that in the feedback. So see you in the next one.